I have the honor of speaking with Geri Johnson about her book, Joshua Lad of Nazareth.
And I
And
brought
Geri,
a copy with me.
yes, it
Yeah.
looks like a fun book.
I hope it is for others. It was fun to write. It was so much fun to imagine Jesus at different stages in his life, or with friends, or at school, or on the farm with his uncle, and just, try to see him there. So it was fun to write.
Well, and with your background, you said that you taught for 26 years in the Middle East and Southeast Asia, so you have some real insight about.
About culture, and things do change over the years, and then there's some things that don't change. So like the smells in the bazaars, in the souks or the bazaars, wherever you are, they have different names. Or the bargaining that goes on, seeing the camels out in the fields, that just takes you right back to Jesus's day.
What motivated you to write this book?
I've had the heart of a writer for years, and I've written several children's books, never followed through on editing because I was always working a full-time job too. And then as my husband and I were working on the UUI teacher education program, we have part 3, which is the life and teachings of Jesus, and we work with Gard Jameson. And we're really studying it now down to line by line and episode by episode, and trying to absorb this. I just started thinking at different times, like, so, he got his main education by talking with people in the marketplace. What did that look like? Who did he talk with? What did he learn from them? How different was it from Judaism? When did he first learn about other religions? He knew about, of course, about the Greek and the Romans, but they're not considered religions, true religions to the Jewish people. When did he first learn about, God being out there as a one God to other people, and not be from the tradition of Abraham? It was things like that that got me thinking about his life. All along, I had different friends that I would send a chapter to and have them come back to me with questions or comments. This wasn't interesting. Some were Urantia Book readers and some were not. And so from that, from that process, I would refine and then go on to the next chapter. Yeah, I'm guessing 6 or 7 months to write the whole book. And then I turned it over to Saskia Ravori, and she read it, and she did grammatical editing, and made numerous suggestions about where it could be improved upon. In the middle of that, I had been looking and found an artist who could depict different scenes for me. And the poor guy went and broke his wrist. I'll wait for that to heal. It'll be 3 months. I'm needing to review the book anyway. So I incorporated many of Saskia's ideas. And then lo and behold, the poor guy not only heals from a broken wrist, the next day he slips at Target and breaks his whole arm.
Oh gosh.
And then he writes me and says, don't wait for me. I just can't do this. I don't know how long it's going to take. So then it took me months to find another artist.
Okay.
And in the middle of all this, Rob and I are developing courses for the TEP, and now we're running a weekly Life and Teachings of Jesus class, through UUI. So there's other things happening too. I had heard someone talking about, someone's book being really good, but needed a very professional editing. And I got thinking about my book, and I thought, well, there's a lot I didn't incorporate that Saskia recommended. So I found Alice Wood, and she edited the book. That took us months, and I don't know how many now, because she works a full-time job too, right? And has children. But it took us quite a while. And She did an excellent job, as much as there were times I'd walk out of the room crying. No, no, that's a good part. I don't want to let go of that. And I'd walk around and I'd go work in the garden, and then I'd come back and I'd read her comments and I'd go, she's right. And so I did a complete rewrite from page 1 to the end of the book. The storyline stayed the same, but and both Alice and Saskia said, you need more dialogue. You're a good narrative writer, but that's not going to help the reader. You need dialogue to make it come along. So I really had to work on how to write good dialogue, and Alice was very helpful with that. So.
Oh, wow. That is a big process. So it was a lot of diligent work, as well as keeping up other obligations, which you had mentioned that you have. I understand you have a 77-week course.
Yes, we go from the whole life and teachings of Jesus once a week, and it's a discussion class. Everybody reads ahead of time. We send out questions the week before so they can think about the questions we're going to be discussing. And then we come and we do a whole group question with everybody. Then we break into breakout groups. Each breakout group gets a question, and then they come back and share. So it's a process that people have enjoyed because they're thoroughly engaged with it. We're not telling them what to think or interpreting, and we have really good discussions. So the class has gone well. Yeah. I think it's how to minister. And so that, it is about teaching about his life, but it's really how did he minister and how does he want us to minister to people? But that was the aspect, and he charges all of us to go out and let mankind know that we are sons and of God, and brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Very simple, isn't it?
It is. It is a very simple message that has been so misconstrued over the years.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Geri. Is there anything else that you would like to add? For instance, how do you get your book? Where is it available?
It's available at Cosmic Creations and on Amazon. And in Amazon, it's in book form and Kindle form. I hope people enjoy the book.
I'm looking forward to
I
it.
do see this as a book grandparents can read to or parents can read to their children, maybe 9 and over. And it is a book for young adults, maybe 12, 14 and over. But every adult I know that I have given the book to that read it in its early form, and these are the non-Urantia readers, loved it. I had a Methodist minister read it, and he, with the question, is there anything in here that's going to offend Christians? And he came back with, I hope you're still writing. I want to know what happens to Joshua.
That's wonderful. Oh, wow. I've been looking for a book to read to my grandsons as well. So I'm really I'm going to finish this interview and order it right away.
Oh, thank you very much.